Hello, I'm Judah.
And I'm Zion.
And we are the Amateur Film Critics. And here we are. This is our season 1 finale.
Our season 1 finale was supposed to be Back to the Future,
Yes.
but files got lost, and
Yup, files got lost.
now we're doing this.
Which,
we don't want to
re-record it. And honestly, I was kind of relieved because I was not in an editing mood that day that I had
Yeah,
to edit
I
it.
was.
But but I think it's funny because I think that really attunes to the whole amateur film critic thing.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get the season finale. But we were already thinking that we might do this. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna rank all the films for season 1, including our lost
Even
episode,
our 2 lost episodes,
which were 2001: A Space Odyssey and Back to the
Future.
Future.
Yeah.
Both movies that we had good episodes for them and all, but it just didn't work out in the end because of something in post. Dude, that makes it sound way too official. Post is not a good just something happened and it didn't get to go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today we have our ranking. We each have separate rankings.
Yeah, separate rankings
Of all 13 films. If you have not watched the previous 11 episodes, we are going. You should totally go watch it. I'll link it up in the iCard or whatever. All right, episode 13. I mean, not episode 13. What is least favorite? So 13 is the least favorite. First is the most favorite. So Zion, what do you got first?
You want to go first?
Alright, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say Return to Oz. I know you really liked Return to Oz.
I kind of suspected that would be.
Return to Oz is my 0 out of 0 stars movie. And I really hated Return to Oz. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zion.
Well, this may get one of our viewers mad, but I put the Wizard of Oz. I think
you can make a lot of people mad, considering some of the movies we have on our list.
When I was
automatically that puts Return to Oz over Wizard of Oz.
I didn't think it held up as good as some of our other films, but I did still like the film. None of these films on here, I absolutely hated. I still enjoyed it, but I didn't like it as some of the other films.
I would agree. I'd say Return to Oz was probably the only movie we watched that I truly hated, whereas you had none.
Okay.
But yeah, I just feel like you're giving so much disrespect to the original Wizard of Oz. But you know what? It's your opinion, dude.
Okay.
All right, number 12. Do you want to go first this time?
I put Cruella.
That's a shocker.
I know, because we did get it a perfect.
We got amateurly approved when we did it, even though later we totally agree. We need to talk about this because we didn't.
Okay, so we don't think. So I think the reason why I gave it 10 out of 10 last time, it was because it was so different from the other live action
remakes. Yeah.
It's the remakes that they have made, and so that's why I liked it so much. But then, as I look back, it doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, as I look back, I totally agree. It doesn't deserve a perfect rating. At the same time, I still think it was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
And I would say, but I think also we might have romanticized it a little bit because it was our first movie seen in theaters since COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so my number 12 is The Great Muppet Caper. No hate to The Great Muppet Caper. It's just another Muppet movie in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh wow, I don't think he likes that choice.
Okay.
Number 11. This is gonna be another one I think you're gonna be mad at me for. Space Jam.
I saw it coming.
Yeah,
actually,
Space Jam was my number 11. And I'm not a huge Looney Tunes person. I'm gonna say it. Plus, the overall idea of the movie is kind of really stupid when you say it out loud. But
you see, folks, he doesn't appreciate the stupid comedy films. He likes those really serious films.
Listen, it's not that I don't like comedy films and stuff like that. It's just that sometimes if it gets overly stupid, I get really tired of it. And that's all. But also, again, I still like Space Jam. Just because it's at the bottom of my list, it's just all the other ones I appreciated a little more than Space Jam.
Okay. I put Return to Oz as number 11.
I'm fine with that.
As I rewatched it, although I liked its weirdness, I just didn't Well, I get as much as I did the first time I watched it.
Yeah, I
I feel like my opinions changed of the film.
All right.
All right.
Number 10. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes, that is the same one for me.
Oh, wow.
Which, okay, I was like, and by the way, Harry Potter and Space Jam were very close for me as I was making this list. That was a tough decision for me, I think. These middle films are really where I couldn't decide. Yeah. But I think it's hilarious that we have them at the same place on our rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. Harry Potter was a good movie, I'd say.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like it's setting up something.
So, like, me and my family, after we watched the first one, we are now, like, watching the other ones for the first time.
Yeah.
And I think, even though the first one is iconic, I think it gets a lot, the later Harry Potters get a lot better, I would say.
Oh, really? Okay. I did not expect you to say that. Because, well, I have not seen the other ones, by the way.
Yeah.
I'd also say that a nice thing about Harry Potter is that it really creates a world very well. Like, just to pick one thing out of there, that's what it was. That's what I'd say. It creates a great world. But then again, that's sort of J.K. Rowling's, like, you know, we should give her the credit for that part. But, yeah. All right, number 9, I have Peter Pan.
I also have Peter Pan.
Oh my gosh. Did you know, there's no way you could have seen my list.
There's no way.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I mean, Peter Pan, it's definitely a Disney classic. It's just not my favorite. A lot of those Disney classic films, as far as today's standards go,
you know, I was thinking of, like, putting it higher up on the list, but then I thought about, like, okay, this movie definitely has a lot of problems.
Oh, yeah, especially it's also not just like...
the plot isn't the most exciting plot.
Oh, yeah, the plot's kind of very
put it at
dull when you, like, I mean, okay. Yeah. All right, next one I have is Wizard of Oz.
I have Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I'm shocked you put that so far low, like so far down on the list. I really like.
Okay, we're at number 8. We're at like the middle of the list.
We're at the middle of the list. I would have thought that would just been higher, I guess. But yeah, Wizard of Oz. I put that there because again, it's an older movie, and it's not that it wasn't like it probably was really good back then, but today's standards,
by today's standards, it's kind of
just kind of boring.
I put Ferris Bueller's Day Off here at the list because I thought even though like I've seen it a lot of times and I really do love this movie, I just thought some of them were a little bit better than this movie.
Little Shop of Horrors is my number 7.
My number 7 is Hot Base Jam.
Okay. Alright, so do you want to talk about why you like Space Jam so much?
Well, I just find it as, even though it's really stupid, it's really like a 90s thing, but I just feel like it embraces what it is so much.
Yeah.
That I just...
just put it there, yeah. This is like also the dead center of the list, by the way, because we have 13 films. I put Little Shop of Horrors there. Now, the funny thing about Little Shop of Horrors is if we had been doing this back when we first watched it, Little Shop of Horrors probably would have been just right above Return to Oz and how much I hated it.
Oh, really?
But then, well, yeah, you remember I hated Little Shop of Horrors. I thought it was so stupid when we first watched it. But then when we rewatched it, I was like, okay, wait. This is actually way better than I remember. And I was like, okay. Plus, Suddenly Seymour.
Yeah, I think you just weren't expecting the first time that...
And then when you...
That dentist scene kind of...
Oh, that dentist scene. Oh, yeah. Honestly, this might have even been a little bit higher. This might have even beat my next one if it wasn't for that dentist scene. That dentist scene really turns me off that movie quite a bit.
Okay. So, we're on our number 6
Number 6,
right?
What do you got, man?
9 to 5.
I put Back to the Future, which I'm sure is controversial, considering Back to the Future is like this 80s, like, top tier movie, 80s movie. Or was it? No, it was 80s, yeah. Which, you know, I liked Back to the Future. I think the problem is time travel has just been done so much.
But, like,
this was the original.
Yeah.
But, like, at this point, from a newer perspective on it, since we weren't born back then when we weren't alive back then when it happened, obviously. It like loses a little bit of value with how much time travel's been overused.
I think like it does time travel a little bit better than most other films. Yeah, and that was one thing. But actually, we can stop and talk a little bit longer about this one because Back to the Future was the movie that we lost. Yeah, we lost our footage.
Our footage for. I think, it was a good movie, absolutely. It had some very iconic, like, pop icon things, you know what I mean? You have Doc Browning and Marty McFly, who are both huge things of all that. And I've also never seen the trilogy, which it might go up, in my opinion, if I saw all three of them.
Yeah, if you saw
considering it does feel a little bit like the start of, like, this movie series, sort of like Harry Potter did. But yeah, I would say that it's at number 6, which is still, like, upper part of my list.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm going to talk about 9 to 5 then.
Yeah, talk about 9 to 5.
So, even though, like, I would say this is one of my top 5 favorite films, at the time I, said that, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Now that I'm looking back over it, I think some other films are a little bit better now that I really think about it.
Well, technically, considering you put it at number 6, that means it can't be in your top 5 films of all time anymore.
Well, opinions can change.
Okay, that's fine, yeah. For number 5, I'll go for I put Cruella.
I put 2001: A Space Odyssey at number
2001: A Space Odyssey. Alright, explain 2001: A Space Odyssey a little bit, because that was also
a lost
episode.
It is. So we were gonna get. So before we started recording, we were talking about giving an award for a film that was different than the others. I feel like I'm gonna give it to this one.
Oh yeah, 2000
it's so different.
Merit, merit of achievement. That's the word I was looking for.
Merit of achievement.
The amateur film critics' achievement in film making should go to 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's so old, and the special effects are very good, even though it's so old, and it's so much different. It's so much different.
Yeah, it's different than other films.
It's way different than a lot of other films.
We can't and especially how many times the Simpsons have parodied.
Yeah. But also, something interesting about it is this was the movie that sort of inspired the podcast. This was the one that we were had so much to talk about. We wanted to make this, and so I put Cruella just because I thought it was really good. I thought it was such a different Disney movie overall. I felt like it deserved it. But yeah, I put it at 5. I know it's above Back to the Future, which a lot of people probably hate me for that. But it's my opinion though. So
at number 4, I have Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, I have 9 to 5. I know it got really up on my list, but my opinion, like his, when we both watched 9 to 5, we really liked it.
We really.
The thing is, my opinion didn't change. I still really like 9 to 5.
Yeah, I really like the film. I just, now that I think about it, I kind of
You were comparing some of the other movies, yeah, because this literally puts it up against the other movies. And also, one thing I sort of wish is that as we were watching these movies, we were making these lists. That way, it was fresh in our brain. Yeah. But yeah, I think 9 to 5, 4th place. I really think it deserves it. I just really liked it.
All right. So Little Shop of Horrors is my favorite musical of all time.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Hamilton is your least favorite.
My favorite, Broadway musical type thing. It doesn't mean there are some other films that have songs in them that I like better than Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. But I still think this is my favorite true musical film of all time. And just with the puppetry and the shots they get, just makes it a little bit better than most other musicals and a little bit different than most other musicals are musicals that were turned into movies that I have seen over the years. Yeah.
So for number 3, you want to go first?
This is our top 3 films.
Top 3 films. Here we go.
Number 3 of mine is Back to the Future.
I put Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I guess I'll explain mine first. I really liked Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I liked it more than Back to the Future. I think it feels more 80s. Is that weird to say?
No.
Then
it was a really good
I thought it was a really good teen. As far as 80s teen movies go. I feel like it's one of the most
famous.
I think it's one of the I think it's also the most famous, but I also feel it fits that category, the best out of every movie made.
It has really good editing, I would say.
That's a
the
good,
editing of that film is just.
And I don't know why. I really liked it. It's this movie where there's not like, it does something very different. Where it's this movie where there's not like this super achievable goal, like not achievable. There's not like this super dedicated goal, other than they're wanting to have fun and like avoid getting caught.
Yeah.
But and so it just makes it really fun, and I don't know how, but it ended up in number 3.
All right, so I'm going to talk about Back to the Future. I think it is one of the 4. If we're one of the 4 best time travel. One of the best time travel movies.
Yeah.
The other, 2 of the other 3 are the other films in the trilogy.
Yeah.
Which I think you have to watch like all of them to
really appreciate
appreciate.
I can see that. Yeah.
It. The other best time travel film. I'm not going to tell you until we do it on the podcast.
Oh, you're not gonna tell me what you think the other best time travel is? It Avengers Endgame?
No, it's definitely not.
Sigh.
I didn't think they did time travel well in that film.
I like the way they did time. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. The thing is, you have to look at Avengers. Okay, that's a whole nother discussion for a different episode.
Discussion.
I want to get into it so bad with you right now, but I don't think we should. So, number 2, I'll go first. I think because you went first last time. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
My number 2 is E.T.
Number 2 is E.T. I'm trying to think which one you have now
Can
first.
you guess what my number was?
Well, okay.
Let's get into.
Let's get into our number 2. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I really, really liked it. It felt very let's be honest. 2001: A Space Odyssey. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. If you have seen it, because it's nothing like you've ever seen before. But if you have seen it, it's super strange.
Well, all I'm going to say about 2001: A Space Odyssey is if you haven't seen it, then you should definitely go watch it. And if you have, you definitely know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
but it's so different, and I really like that. And there's this overarching, like, deeper meaning to it, while at the same time having, I don't know, good plot in my opinion. And it came to this, it was just so different and so like new, while also being like this super old film. I really appreciate it. I thought it was really good.
So
top tier, maybe one of my favorite movies of all time.
E.T. is probably one of the only films that I get emotional over.
Yeah.
There was so much emotion in that film. But the film I have above it has a little bit of a deeper meaning.
Yeah, so what do you have number 1?
Well, you say yours first, because yours I know as...
Alright, mine's E.T.
Well,
I think, let me say it real quick.
You can just talk about E.T.
Let me talk about E.T. first, so you can really talk about your thing. I think for me, E.T. like is the only movie that we gave amateurly approved that like truly deserves it, in my opinion. And looking back, I kind of wish 2001: Space Odyssey was amateurly approved, but it was like our first episode and it was our last episode too, so we didn't really know how we were rating these things. But E.T. is definitely like one of the best movies, and it's so like emotional. Like, dude, it was just really good in my opinion. I think there's Steven Spielberg just really knocked it out of the park.
I'm going to explain my number 1 before I actually tell you what it is.
Alright, I'm trying to think, and if it's what I'm thinking it is, I'm like, what are you doing here, Zion?
So you know how y'all remember when Frozen was this huge thing, and like all like the little girls were like into it. They were buying all the merchandise.
I try to forget that time every day of my life, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
So when I was younger, my Frozen were the Muppets. And so, my favorite Muppet film is always going to be The Great Muppet caper.
Yes.
No film will ever, or
Yeah.
no, like, it just has a really deep place
Over
in my
E.T.
heart.
In
But-
2001: A Space
but-
Odyssey.
I'm thinking about
that's a
some of the
feature.
scenes in the Great Muppet Caper, and to me, almost all of that film is just iconic.
Wow.
That's like,
I am just
I'm really
utterly
surprised you.
shocked.
And
So
you
in
put
the
it
end,
at number 12.
it's just another Muppet movie, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh wow, I don't think he likes that choice.
Okay.
I don't have that same nostalgia
That
you
same
do. In the
nostalgia,
end,
so
in the end, I
we're
think
gonna
it's-
have to get his nostalgia.
yeah, I think.
Next time.
What would be my nostalgia film? I'm gonna have to think about what my nostalgia film
Don't
is.
tell them.
I won't tell them, but
We'll just
season
put
2,
it
we
in
might put my
season 2.
nostalgia film in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm just in the end, I think and I think that's a
Yeah.
big thing too. How we feel or like what's happening at the time when we are watching a movie totally changes your view of how much
Yeah.
you like it. I don't think
Because
anything is
if
truly
I
objective.
didn't grow up loving the Muppet, then this film probably wouldn't be at my number 1 spot. But
Yeah.
does have a lot of
Yeah.
nostalgic, and there, I will admit, I still get a kick out of certain parts of that film.
Yeah.
I
When Piggy's trying to
still
break
think
into that house,
I still think
that's comedy gold.
the
I'll
greatest
admit it.
musical number of all time is Miss Piggy and the water.
The pool scene, yes, I know what
that
you're
was
talking
the
about.
greatest musical scene of all time.
Wow.
So
Okay.
iconic, man.
I can't. I mean, you really. I did not see that coming, but at the same
I was
time, I
surprised
totally
too.
get it, Zion. I
Yeah.
totally get it. Even though it does not change where mine's at, I get why it's where it is for
Yeah.
you. So yeah. All right.
All right.
With that said, that's season 1. We have some special stuff. We won't get into details, but we do have some specials that we're gonna put in between now and season 2. We're gonna get to work on season 2, and we'll be back
We
with
have a
y'all.
couple of huge projects that I don't want to say.
Yeah, we have some
projects that
projects.
we are thinking of, but don't know if we'll
We're
actually be able to
A lot
do.
of stuff's in the. We're in the early makings of a lot of these specials,
Early
which actually
makings.
worries me because I don't know when the next time we'll get a video out is. Yeah, but still, I think
Yeah.
we've had a good season 1.
We had a good season.
Some
1.
top tier famous movies, some obscure movies, and some awful movies.
Oh, brother. Yeah.
Return to Oz. I'm sorry, Zion. I will nail it in till the day I die. It was a bad movie.
Maybe if you had a little deeper appreciation.
Oh, don't do
for the
that. I'll
weird
let you do.
unknown.
Okay, I don't have a
Okay.
problem with the weird.
In season 2,
Yeah, sorry.
we will be putting some of Judah's favorite serious films in there, and then you will see if
All right, Zion. I'm sorry. All right,
We
I'm
will be
sorry for being
putting
so mean.
Now You See Me in season 2.
No, don't. Be mean. Honestly, I don't care that much for Now You See Me.
Okay,
I liked it
then
when I first
we are
watched it,
doing
but
that.
yeah.
Then.
I think we
Okay.
put Inception in there, but I think you will
Inception,
like
okay.
Inception. That's the movie we're gonna promise. Inception will be in the next one, but that's not my nostalgia film, so I'm gonna have to find a nostalgia film too. But we'll be back.
randomly put it on the list and see if
Hopefully, season 2 won't have any lost episodes. We'll be able to get all those well made.
Okay. Yeah.
But we have appreciated this journey, y'all, of season 1, and we hope to see you back for season 2. And maybe
Yeah,
in between there are little specials that we're gonna do. Thanks for watching. Oh,
Thanks for watching.
wait, follow our Instagram because
Follow
we'll have
Instagram.
announcements and crowd on there.
Yeah.
It's link in the description. It's at the Amateur Film Critics.
That's the
No, wait,
Amateur
no
Film
the,
Critics.
just at Amateur Film Critics.
Okay.
Yeah,
Goodbye, y'all.
bye y'all. We are going. You should totally go watch it. I'll link it up in the iCard or whatever. All right, Sayla, what do you want?
Subscribe to the Giant Sign Nashville channel,
man.
and you'll see me on Taylor's Corner. Bye.
I still haven't.
We might cut you out, you know.
Don't cut me out.
Wait, wait, Sayla, come here.
Leave it as an extra
Come here real quick.
for credit scene.
Sayla, out of this list, what is your favorite movie on here? And don't say what order I have them in. Just tell me what your
Harry
favorite movie.
Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Wow, that shocked me. Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Sayla.
Or Cruella.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're still
It's
rolling.
really hard.
It's okay, we can cut it however we
Okay,
want.
yeah.
But yeah.
Bye!